Good afternoon, it's Steve Salisbury with a little steak to chew on. Just watching the Lakers-Oklahoma City game. Lakers got issues, man. They got serious issues heading into these playoffs. This is not news, this is no secret. If you listen to LA Talk Radio, watch ESPN, TNT, or the NBA Network, they're all talking about it. Lakers aren't as good as Oklahoma City. They're not as good as San Antonio. And today, in one moronic, stupid, asinine, punk play by Ron Artest, the Lakers season could essentially be over. What Ron Artest did was criminal. Ron Artest goes down, has a nice dunk, gets his team within 1 point, fires up the crowd, turns around, starts beating the chest, going up the court, kind of bumps into James Harden, takes his elbow and goes as hard as he can, hits James Harden in the back of the head. James Harden falls to the floor and gets a concussion. Now Ron Artest, who ironically changed his name to Metta World Peace in the off-season, has gone to great lengths the last few years to try to change his image. And he's actually done some really nice things, but all those things were undone in this one criminal act. They really were. So what do you do with Ron Artest? You sit him down for 12 games. Make him miss 12 games. There's one more regular season game and the first 11 games of the playoffs, should the Lakers even get that far. At this point, I don't think they will. But here's the deal. You have to come down harshly for four main reasons. Number one, this was intentional. This criminal elbow was an intentional act. He was trying to injure another player. He was. There's no two ways about it. Number two, this was to the head. I mean, what have we learned this year about concussions? You can't have them. They're serious. So whenever any player is going to do something intentionally that can concuss another player, the NBA has to come in with serious force. Three, it's Ron Artest. Dude has done this pretty much his whole career. Frankly, I'm surprised more NBA coaches don't try to bait him, because I think he's crazy. And I think he's one or two jabbings away from snapping, and you can get him thrown out of the game. Finally, you want to set an image, you want to set an example to the rest of the NBA. This type of behavior will not be tolerated. And it comes at the perfect time, because we're getting into the playoffs, and traditionally there is hard physical play in the playoffs. That's how it's always been. But I think it sets a nice example for what is not acceptable. So you're going to have your hard fouls, but you're not going to have intentional elbows to the head. Yes, 12 games is pretty harsh, but Ron Artest deserves that. If you're a Laker fan, you watch that and you think about this and you take the emotion out of it, he needs to sit. He needs to sit for a long time. Would you sit him? If so, for how long? I'm Steve Salisbury. That's a little steak to chew on, and I'll catch you later.